Palestine, the land of the poem, Palestinians, the poetry of the land. If asked to identify where Palestine is on a map, could you find it? Let's take a closer look. With the Mediterranean to the west, Palestine is in a very small but prime location for trade, commerce, and travel. However, Palestine itself is much more complicated than this map leads on. Palestine was used as a crossroads of the world, where the world would meet, learn, trade goods, languages, and religions, as shown in the trade diagram presented. It was the birthplace of three Abrahamic faiths, including Christianity, Islamic, and Judaism. Though broken into a class structure like most of the world, Palestine is and was an overall collective culture, meaning everyone helps everyone else in the village. The land preserved the ancient customs and was and is still a very important part of their culture. Palestinians signify themselves as one with the land. However, today, Palestinians are left with no land to rightfully call their own, leaving many no choice but to leave the area or continue fighting for what was once theirs for over 4,000 years. The Balfour Declaration was put into effect in 1917, which resulted in the dominance of Zionism in Palestine, forcing Palestinians to confide to Israeli forces or flee the only home they knew. Confusing language, such as clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil or religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, left many wondering what this document was really about. Seeing that the British government was trying to allude to all parties involved, no clear solution was actually presented, which has now left Palestine in a 70-year state of unknown and oppression. Nakba, or better known as the Catastrophe, is an intergenerational trauma still affecting Palestinians today, whereby 750,000 Palestinians were moved from their ancient homeland by violent force in the hands of the Zionists, backed by the UK and US. This diagram shows the removal and takeover of Palestine to Israel. Environmental issues. Palestine was known as the land of the milk and honey, and it was once a flourishing paradise. Now it is poisoned, nearly a wasteland, but by the Israelis due to their shellings and airstrikes of the land and dumping raw sewage and other harmful contagions in the rivers. The Israelis have even covered and locked up the wells needed to access clean water, effectively controlling all water sources. Economic issues. Today, the Israeli Defense Force occupancy on the rise in Palestinian borders, a barrier has been formed which creates severe limitations on the rise or success of the economic policies in Palestine. With land, air, and sea blockades and regulations put into place on fishing and cattle, Palestinian people are left with little to no hope in being able to take care or provide for their families. As shown, a complex web of checkpoints and roadblocks make it difficult for Palestinians to travel within the Palestinian territories due to the Israeli Defense Force. Human rights issues. Today, Palestinians are forced to use a different colored passport than the Israeli people. They are also designated a different colored license plate in an attempt by Israeli Defense Forces to single them out and delay their travels to and from work inside Palestinian walls or out. Palestinians are being treated and handled as less than for no legal or factual reasons that are completely outside of their control. Some possible solutions to the 70-year present problem include, but are not limited to, a one state for Israelis and Palestinians, a so-called two-state solution that poses even more unanswerable questions, or even confederation or annexation by Jordan. Thank you for viewing our Palestine and Palestinian presentation. We hope we were able to shine a well-needed light on the topic and issues of Palestine. This was completed by Professor Rabb's class, which include those listed.